Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Sorry for the delay in starting. Today we're doing this gorgeous Christmas centerpiece. And then at the end, I'm going to show you how to change it up a little bit and move it into the new year. So if you guys can let us know where you're watching from and whether you're going to be crafting along or just watching today. And we'll go to overhead and I'll show you what I found at Michael's to make this craft. This is our 6x6x6 FloraFōM cube. That's what's going to go in this basket for the arrangement. We're going to need one stem of this really pretty flowy cedar branch. We're going to need 2 bushes of these. Oh, I lost one. Of these magnolia. No, not magnolia. What is that? Hey, look. Amaryllis. I'm sorry, you guys. Don't know my flowers today. And then I found this cute eucalyptus with a little bit of glitter on it. I need one of those. And then a spool of ribbon. I use this pretty black red check, but of course you guys can use any ribbon that you would like. For tools, you're gonna need some good wire cutters to cut your stems. If you want to secure the cube inside the basket, you'll use a low temp glue gun. Low temp just because a lot of the hot temps will actually melt the foam. So you'll want a low temp gun. You're going to secure that in. A pair of scissors to cut your ribbon. And some tie wire or some thin gauge wire to tie your bow. And that's about it. We can get started. So first thing we're going to do is get this cube in here. I'm not going to glue it in. It fits in there pretty snug. And then you'll notice too that the cube is a little bit higher than the container. And I did that because a lot of the stems on this bush aren't long enough to cascade like I wanted them to. So having this foam up above the container, you only have to put the stem in from the side a little bit and it can cascade out. Where if the foam was way down here inside the container, then you would have to have a longer stem to get all the way down into the container, over the edge, and then back down to cascade. So this is just kind of a little cheater. You don't need as long of a stem. So the first thing I started with was the pine branch, and any pine branch that has a little length on it is going to work for you. I just really liked this cedar. So you're going to cut this to get as much of that stem length as you can. And whether you want, I like the handle in the middle. So, and two, to make these a little more secure, you can glue everyone in before you insert it. Just add a little of your low temp glue right to the end of the stem and just insert it right in. So that's going to be your one side. And we'll cut another branch. There's 3 branches on here. So the second branch will go just out the other way. And what's nice about using our XPS for this is it's going to hold these stems in nice and secure. You could also fill it with our dry foam, but I've just found that for strength and to keep things secure, our XPS is just a nice option. All right, so then this one, you'll see it has 2 branches on it. So we're just gonna cut each branch in half. So you'll have 2 per side. And we're just gonna put one on that side. And then opposite. And then over here. That's just gonna bring a little bit of that green out to the edge so it peeks out from your florals. All right. And the next thing we'll do is get our flowers out. These little guys want to come off. I tell you, I've been putting them on. I'm going to glue it. So if you have this problem, just put a little glue in there and secure it because they're popping off all over. And if you haven't bought these yet, while you're at the store, just make sure that your bush has all of its flower tops. All right. So on these, we're gonna want, there's one that's like a lot taller than the rest. So if you hold it up like this, you can see that one is a little taller. So grab that one and cut that stem as long as you can get it, because that's gonna go, that's gonna be our longest flower. Oh, that one needs glued too. Sorry, guys. They're really pretty. They just don't want to stay together. All right, and then off your other bush, you're going to take that longest, tallest flower for your other side. And that's going to get all the length you can out of it. So we're decorating today at our FloraCraft headquarters in Ludington, Michigan. Do we have any fellow Michiganders out there watching?
Haven't seen anyone from Michigan yet, but we do have someone from St. Louis.
Nice. All right. So longest, now we're gonna go in one step in. So we'll cut it off fairly long, right in the same area. And you're gonna put it in so it's just short of the first one. In, so it's just short of that first one. We'll go a little shorter. Let some of that green hang out the end. All right. And we have 3 of these greens in this bush. I put one right in the middle. And I put one on either side of that. You're gonna hang that right above that second flower. Let that kind of hang out. And again on this side. Keep everything uniform. One in the middle. Probably don't need it that high. Shorter. Okay, and we have 2 berries. Well, there's 2 on each bush. So I just wanted red on each side because you have people on both sides of the table. So you want a little action on both sides of the table. And because I did it in this corner, I want to do it in the opposite corner to keep everything symmetrical. And then for the flowers in the basket, I did one off each corner. And kind of close to the basket. So about there. And another one in this corner. So just wherever you put one, just make sure it's opposite in the basket. That keeps everything symmetrical. Right, and then we're gonna put one right in the middle of those. Hanging out.
They said that based on some of our funds in stores. Wondering if that would work the same as the FloraFōM.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's just our white craft foam. Same exact thing as our green foam. It's just white in color. Only because craft, sometimes you don't need it to be green. Sometimes you want it to be pink or blue. So we give you that option with our white to make it whatever color you need. All right. Now we're going to put one opposite the berries on this side and one opposite the berries on the other side. Fill in there.
Is anyone crafting along with us today? We'd love to hear if you're joining us, or of course share through social media using hashtag FloraCraft or hashtag MakeItWithMichaels.
There should be a couple more long pines on here. And I see I did use a little out under this first flower. I'm going to add that in. And on the other side also. And remember, just to add a little strength to these, you can always add a little glue to it. And that'll make sure it stays in there real nice for you. All right. I'm going to put one more green we have here on this other side. Help fill in a little. And then these last two berries I have out with these longer blossoms also. So we're going to have those come out. And because I'm putting one on this side, I'm going to put this one over here on this side. And that just gets that red down to the ends there. Then we have our sparkly eucalyptus. If I can get this sticker off. All right. So on the eucalyptus, I cut every branch from the stem And then I cut every branch in half. So you have a couple little pieces like that. And all I do is use this to fill in around the entire arrangement, anywhere that you have a little hole showing. This will fill in.
When Dondi, someone said that they love this idea for something that could go on their porch, but obviously this time of year, a little bit worried about the weather. How do you think it would hold up?
I think it'll hold up great. I mean, you know, snow and ice might wilt the florals a little bit, the weight of it, but I mean, the basket and the foam are both going to hold up fine. I think it'll do fine. All right, so some of these are a little bit longer. So I'm going to do them opposite. I'm going to do one on this side. Kind of poking out over there and one over here. And I want to do one of these little bit longer ones up here. So we have that texture up there. And because I put one in one corner, I gotta finish off that other corner. Just like that. And then the rest of these we're just gonna use to fill in around flowers. All right, one more here. Put on this side. Okay, any questions so far? How's everybody doing out there?
Sounds like people are really enjoying this, but I wonder, is anyone crafting along with us today?
I don't see anybody crafting. All right, so I did make a couple ribbon pieces that I added to it, add a little color in here and to bring the bow color out to the ends of the arrangement. So to do that, I did two 18-inch pieces, well, actually 4 18-inch pieces. So we're gonna do one 18-inch piece we'll lay out here on that side. And one on the opposite side. And then I did 2 more 18-inch pieces. And we're gonna pin those in half. Up a little further in the arrangement. So this guy, you're gonna take, oh, and did I mention floral pins in the tools or the material or supplies tools? I don't know that I mentioned these, but to attach the ribbons, I'm gonna use these, they call them greening pins or floral pins. So that's what I'm gonna use. I just cut a little dovetail in the ribbon and I'm just gonna pin this ribbon, pin right through the ribbon like that. And I'm gonna go up under all these stems. And pin that ribbon in and just let it kind of hang under all your greens. If you don't have the floral pins, that's not a big deal. You could just glue the ribbon up under there. You can use a little piece of wire and just shape it into a U shape and make your own floral pin. All right, I'm gonna put this other 18-inch piece on this other side. Let that tail hang out. It just shows a little bit of that red peeking out down there. I just kind of liked that look. So for this one, we're gonna go ahead and dovetail both ends. And you're gonna put the pin, just straddle it right in the middle of this ribbon. And you're gonna pin that under this, this top pine that you put in there. And just poke it in the middle and just let those tails hang out. And that just gives you a little bit more of that color coming out of there. So if you just fold your ends in half, cut that little dovetail. And we're gonna pin this in the other side, right under this pine. And let those tails hang out. Yeah. All right, and then for the little bows on the side, I just made a small tail and a couple loops. So you do 1 loop, 2 loops. And then I like to make just a little center for the bow. We'll go ahead and cut that off and get you a piece of wire. Be wire, could be thread tie, could be anything. Something to hold this together. And I just brought it right through the center of the bow and out to the back, and we'll just twist that to secure it. And then I like those little dovetails. I'm just a freak about them. So I'm going to make those 2. I think they just finish off the ribbon nice. All right, and then this guy we are going to glue right to the side of the basket. Right to the handle there. So just like that on the side. Nothing wants to fall out. All right, and then for the other side, show you this again. So about a good sized tail. We'll make a loop, pinch that together, make another loop, pinch it together, and then make a little center. Hold that together and get your wire. You go right through the center of the bow, right between the tails, and twist it in the back. All right. And then this one would go on this side. Like so.
Hey, Dondi, do you know what time it is?
I'll bet it's time for the joke of the day.
It is. You thought we were going to get through class with that one. But if any of you are new to our FloraCraft classes here in Michigan, where it's cold, we still like to make it fun. So I do like to have a joke of the day. Are you ready, Dondi?
I am ready.
What do snowmen eat for lunch?
Snowmen eat for lunch. Well, they wouldn't eat like snow cones, would they?
No, that seems too easy.
What do they eat for lunch, Emma?
Iceburgers.
Of course. I mean,
Classic.
iceburgers. That's actually kind of cute. All right. So since we have a little bit of time, I always like to throw in a couple what if maybe you could do things. So this is one fun thing I thought would be a cute little addition is to take these bunny tails. You guys seen these all over the place. They're in every color. They're just wonderful little things. I just love them. So I would do like a group of like 5. So they stand out in the arrangement a little bit. And because we're poking it into XPS, we know that that's going to be too hard. So to be able to insert these into XPS, Michaels has these handy little floral picks. They're wired wood picks. So we will take them. And that's exactly what they are. They're a little wood pick with a little piece of wire on the end. So we take our dried flowers, any dried flowers you want to use, and say you want them to maybe hang out maybe that far. So cut all the stems the same length. You're going to lay your pick right next to the stems like so. And you're just going to wrap that wire around and around and around and secure those drieds on that pick. Now, that's pretty strong and it's pretty secure on there. But if you wanted to make it a little more secure and a little more attractive, you can take floral tape, you stretch it a little bit. That's what makes it sticky. So you take the floral tape and you wrap right over top of that wire and those, oh, I lost one. How did I do that? Oh, well. Right over top of that wire, and that secures that wire to the pick and to the drieds and makes it a little more finished off. So then now you can take your drieds and you can stick them right in wherever you want them to poke out at. That's a little bit crazy. That's a little much. But you get it, right? You get the idea. I'll show you again. I'll put some a little closer too. So a little bundle. Cut all the stems off at the same length. Take a pick. And this is nice because you're seeing drieds everywhere now. And to have something to be able to add it into your silks like this, it's just nice to be able to do that. We'll get those all wrapped. Take your floral tape. You're going to stretch it a little bit while you're wrapping, you're stretching. And that's going to activate that adhesive in the tape. Because when you feel it, it doesn't feel sticky. But when you stretch it, it gets sticky. And what's nice is it sticks to itself, but it doesn't make the pick sticky. And then you would just insert those however you want them. Those are a little tall too. You could have them sticking out the side over here. You could stick them in. It's just a cute little addition, little different little texture. So then I think I said when I started, I was going to show you guys how to bring this into the new year. It looks like I have time to do that. So for me, to bring it into the new year, I would lose the red, right? But maybe not. I mean, we don't have to. But we're gonna. Lose this red. And then of course you can keep all these little components and you'll have a double arrangement next year because you can just add all the red back in for Christmas. So I found at Michael's these fun disco balls. Where did this come from? Oh, right here. And I don't know, disco balls say party to me. I don't know about you guys. Where did this come from? I'm getting a little aggressive pulling out my red. I'm pulling out all my stems too. So these are fun. I thought, you know, they definitely say party, right? So let's cut some of these off. We have some long ones here that I think I'll use one on each side to bring some glitz down to the sides of the arrangement. Couple of these longer ones. And then all these shorter guys we could add in the middle. Peeking out here and there. And I could keep going. I really could, because they're kind of fun in there. But you get that idea. And then we could do the same thing with the silver ribbon, adding in tails of it with the floral pins. Have a little glitz out there. Again, you put them right underneath. That just lets that color shine through from underneath your greens. You could even add lights to this. I know I say that a lot, but those little battery operated lights would be really pretty in here, especially with the silver and the disco balls. Some little twinkle lights would be really pretty. And you could actually hide the little battery pack inside the arrangement. There's that. And I'll show you a bow one more time. We're gonna do the same length tail. And do a loop. Pinch it together. This ribbon's a lot stiffer. A little harder to work with, but it's doable. Do your little center. And your wire. Come on. We have people that do big dinners that will be able to have a big centerpiece like this. It's always fun to have the table all decorated and nice if you have the room to do it.
That is true. And I do see someone that is crafting along with us today.
Oh,
So it's a
good.
possibility.
I don't like to craft alone. All right, and then same thing, we would just glue this right to the handle here. And then our other 18-inch piece on either side to bring that silver throughout the arrangement. And we're just gonna floral pin this one in the center. And right under this pine. We'll let those, well, that's pretty. I like it silver. Floral pin this one on this side. I don't know, we have a few more of these. I'm gonna put a few more in there. They're pretty.
Hey, Dondi, do you mind if we switch it to front facing? We have someone who wants to see the front facing view.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes. One out there. We'll poke one out this other side. So pretty. Looks like I have a hole right there. I do. What do I put there? Oh, that's right. I don't have a bow on that side. Here, watch this. I'm gonna fix it. Ta-da! No more hole. So I got a little time. I could show a bow one more time if you guys are interested. So again, you're gonna do a tail, bring a loop back, pinch it together, put that tail out of the way. Another loop, twist, make that small little center, and bring that other tail down. And your wire goes right through the center of the bow, down between the tails, and twist in the back. And the tighter you can squeeze it together and pinch all those ribbons together, the better your bow will look.
People are really enjoying this one, Dondi. And I think it's giving me less and less of an excuse not to decorate for the upcoming holidays because we make it look just.
This is so easy, you guys, and very little materials. That's the part that I liked about it. You don't have to spend a ton of money to do it. The baskets, you know, a big part of the arrangement, so don't have as much to fill. So we'll get this one on there and then I'll bring them out side by side. Or we're back on overhead? We can go back to front facing. Let them see this thing. So here's the silver. with the silver tails. I just think that's really pretty. And then here's the red. If you choose to do the red with the red ribbon tails. Fun stuff. Oh, I must have lost I did. Okay, guys, so pretty much you're gonna want to glue these in because just me kind of messing around with them, they're all kind of falling out. But that smooth plastic of those stems might not want to stay in there for you, but just a little bit of glue and it'll hold them in there just fine. All right. Do we have any questions about them? No? All right, guys, I guess then we'll say goodbye. I don't have any upcoming that I can show you either. So happy holidays to everyone and happy crafting. Thanks for making it fun with FloraCraft.